Uchechukwu Samson Oga, representing or being nominated to represent Abia State by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
No, do you want to take a bow? Okay. No, order, please. Honorable Chubike Rotimi Amechi, the former Speaker of Rivers State House Assembly, please take a bow.
President Muhammadu Buhari has sent a ministerial list of 42 nominees to the Senate for screening. This particular list has been getting a lot of knocks for its very little female representation and nearly no youth representation. From the appointment of his official aides to the recent list of ministerial nominees, the president has only involved 7 women and no person below 35 years. 28-year-old former Kaduna State House of Assembly contestant KATO voices her displeasure at the president's exclusion of women and youths.
Disappointing on both ends. Women 16%, youths 0. And it's painful and humiliating because, in the build-up to this, women had been having several meetings, courtesy calls, all of that, and demanding and posting on media and saying this is exactly what they wanted. And then to hear just complete disregard. On the issue of youth, 0. And you made a promise in which people can quote you, verbatim, can quote the campaign organization, saying that youth were going to have a certain percentage in this government, or there was going to be major consideration for young people in this government. A lot of the time going to media to speak, young people were going to media to speak for you. Young people were part and parcel of the campaign organization, put the campaign on their head, were the people that ran through and went on. And then after that, still no consideration for them. Heard one insulting thing in the women's group that they are asking where are the women. I can't believe that in Nigeria of all countries you would ask where are the women. There's a surplus of experienced women, educated women, experts, all of that, and still no consideration.
We're hoping that we'll get at least 30% of women involved in the cabinet. However, that didn't happen. But I do not think that we should whip up sentiments as that is concerned. What I think we should concern ourselves with is that let's look at the caliber of the women on that list.
Well, when you say whipping up sentiment, I remember very much during, the elections, leading to the elections, and even shortly after the elections when the president won, that one of the things he promised was women participation and youth participation. Now, the fact that he has released this list to a lot of people could signal that this president may not keep a lot of other promises that is on that next level agenda.
Well, to the ordinary eye, that is what you all see. You're seeing it from just the names of only 42 people that have been nominated. But there are a whole lot of other offices and positions that will be filled. Now, those offices also will bring in young people there. The president intends to bring in a lot of women, a lot of young people. I mean, they know that committees and different committees are sitting and are deliberating on a number of issues. Now, you asked the question that during the campaign trail, that the president and the team said we're going to have young people in government, we're going to have more women involved. Yes, that was a promise. Has the promise been broken? No. Yes, I said no in the sense that we're talking about we're fixated with just this 42. There are a whole lot, there are over 5,000 offices and positions that will be filled.
We've heard this before. They have said, when they first got into government in 2015, there are over 5,000. How many of them did young people get into? We can count my fingers already, and we would not get to 10. This story came up then, there are over 5,000. We didn't see these young people in those positions. And in policy making and all of that, it showed that there was no consideration for young people. Our future is at stake here. The people who are ruling this country, there's a minister there's a nominee that's 73 years old. 73. And it's clear now that there is no consideration for where the future of this country is going. These people are going to check out whether we like it or not. This is not a curse, this is not an insult. Many of these people will not be here in the next 20 years. How are you making plans for a country that, these are things you cannot relate to? Our realities and your realities are different. Sometimes you go and talk to these people about certain things and they say, this is your social media self. this is a platform that is changing the world. We talk about new things in medicine, and they're taking you back to farming, and we've seen this before.
Let's look at the issue of leadership in Nigeria. It's an area that a lot of us tend to neglect. Now, am I competent to be a minister? I think I might be. But I think also that it's a fact that as a nation, we have not been able to strike the right chord when it comes to leadership development. There is a base for which you recruit young people into leadership. I agree with the not too young to run. I agree with all of those movements and all that. But I believe that a lot of young people also need to learn the ropes. Like in any trade and any sphere of life, you'd expect people to learn or go through apprenticeship. A lot of young people have not done that in the political sphere. Politics is not something you jump into. Politics is, you have to be groomed into politics.
So I would mention the last Minister of Sports. I remember once he got in and some young people went to have meetings with him, and the excuse he gave was that young people don't know how to write memos. Like this, I'm just trying to tell you how silly these excuses get. And then the young people came out and quoted it. You know, young APC members were like, oh, you know, we actually went to the Minister for Sports office, and when we got there, Dalong told us that he made us understand why that we are not experienced. If they tell a young person to write a memo, blah, blah, blah. How many of these people are writing the memos or doing any of these things? Do you know the bureaucracy of these things? These methods are not simplified because we're working with people who are used to a certain method of things and have not learned how to change. And after giving those excuses, we see how he ran the Ministry of Sports, for example. So these excuses are very lame.
With the president failing to include significant number of women and youths in this cabinet, do you believe he will involve them in subsequent appointments as his supporters suggest, or will this be the same old unfulfilled rhetoric? Give us your thoughts on the comment section of this video. Rootstv, Nigeria.